There is only one Vicki McKenna.
The purpose of the gas prices, it's going to hurt, but it's to transform the automobile sector away from gasoline.
And there's only one place to hear Vicki.
You feel better about that? The average price of an electric vehicle is $55,000. You got a spare $55K laying around? You don't? Well, maybe there'll be a government program for you. Maybe you'll be able to get a free Prius.
Weekdays 2 to 5 on 1310 WIBA. Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Family Insurance, Oak Park Place, Wild Rock Golf Club, Zimbrick European. Also, University Ridge Golf Course, Ridge Top Exteriors, Wisconsin.golf, Cleary Building Corp., and Nevada Bobs. Now from the new home of TPC Wisconsin in Madison, here are the hosts of Talking Golf. Member of the Wisconsin Golf Hall of Fame, the legendary Dennis Tiziani. Longtime Madison sportscaster Paul Brown. And Wisconsin sports veteran and statewide radio host Mike Haller.
Welcome to another edition of Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin, along with Dave McCann, our engineer, Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. Mike Heller, we gave him the day off.
How come you got so many notes?
I need notes.
Oh, I get it, yeah. I was just wondering. I got nothing, and you got 6 pages of notes. Oh, we gave him the day off.
Well, he's actually...
He didn't quit, did he?
No, he didn't quit. He's actually up in Green Bay. He's going to be involved with the Packer broadcast as well this year.
Does he know that Aaron, what's his name? Aaron left?
I'm not sure. You'll have to ask him when he comes back. And so he's doing a show from up there today and tomorrow. So he'll be back with us again next week. Let's talk, first of all, on our show tonight. Steve Stricker is going to be with us in a couple of minutes by phone. Him and Bobby are on their way to French Lick, Indiana, where she's playing this weekend, right?
Yep, she's playing, yep.
We're going to have Jimmy Roberts on. Jimmy is a longtime broadcaster on NBC. He's won 13 Emmys for sports broadcasting, which is absolutely unbelievable. And Mario Tiziani is going to be on with us as well. You've talked to Mario. He's back in the Twin Cities, right?
He's back in the Twin Cities. I told you about that. Some guy says, well, how come, why didn't Steve go to play in a tournament over there? And the seniors. I said, well, he had to go fishing. And, he's won every week. Mm-hmm. People are, a little pissed off because he's winning all the time. And so we sent the caddy over there to take care of business.
I tell you what, though, playing in Wales, Dennis, that had to be very, very difficult for those guys.
Nothing like the wind over there. I can remember the first time I played over there. I played the regular ball, 1.68. Hit it as good as I could, didn't go over 200 yards. Had to go back to the 1.62, the smaller one, which they don't have anymore. But that's the only way the ball would go in the wind.
Yeah, there was a couple of times yesterday in that tournament, Podrick Harrington, who's probably one of the longer hitters on that tour, the first hole was like 412.
Yeah.
He hit a drive, and he still had 203 on his second shot into the wind.
Yeah.
Jerry Kelly hit 2 woods, and he was still short.
Yeah. But he had to take his head cover off. He's got to do it.
But the other thing the commentators were talking about on the tournament is that the most difficult thing, and I don't know if you'd agree, was the putting.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one player who 4-putted from about 8 feet.
How about this? I can't get over this Montgomery guy, Colin.
Yeah.
Colin, whatever it is.
I
call him Colin, you just as good. But he shot 87 or 88, something like that.
How difficult? They said it may have been the most difficult conditions some of those guys ever played with. Do you think that's realistic?
Well, over par won the tournament.
Yeah.
Over here, it takes 15 to 17 under to win. So you know that it's hard.
How do you change, if at all? Would you change? How would you play if you would have been there? Does that change the style and the way you play golf?
I probably would have stayed inside. No, but really, the best way to do that is you got to keep the ball on the ground. So you got to choke down, which takes the weight out of the bottom. Hitting it hard with weight at the bottom, that makes it go up. And you'll see a couple of those guys hitting that 3/4 type shot around here where they're playing and hitting it down. And different than Montgomery, when he hits it and he finishes way up in the sky. Hitting that high ball doesn't work. So that's what you have to do. You got to chip it around. You got to get it in front of the green and hope like hell that you can get it up and down.
Well, we're going to check in, as I said, with Steve. We'll find out what he's thinking about for the rest of the year, where he's going to be competing in that type of thing. And also, we're going to cover tonight, Dave Olesczuk is on, the VP of Cherokee Park Incorporated in Dennis, and they're going to give us an update. We're actually sitting outside for this show, and if you are watching on YouTube, you kind of get an idea where we've got a camera that's focused on the golf course. You kind of get a look at it. And Steve's ready? Okay, let's go right to Steve right now instead of taking a break. Steve, welcome back. Been off for a couple of weeks. The conditions, I don't know if you saw the Senior Open over in Wales, but if you watched any of it, from your point of view as a player, that may have been one of the tougher time for those guys over there to play under those conditions.
Yeah, that looked I actually kind of enjoyed watching it from my chair in my living room.
That's right.
It looked, although the competitiveness of me, I wanted to be there, but it looked brutal. And they've had that type of weather over there over the years. It's been a tough place to play.
How would you describe how difficult it is to play, and what adjustments, if any, would you make in your game if you would have been there?
Yeah, I think I've played in a couple British Opens where, it's, 40 degrees, 40-some degrees, blowing, windy, cold, raining. And you just try to manage it the best you can. You got to try to keep everything dry. The ball doesn't go as far. It's just kind of a survival test, and that's what it looked like for those guys there on Sunday. It was just basically trying to survive and make a par any way you can.
And putting, they said, may have been the most difficult part of that day. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, that looked hard. I mean, it was blowing so hard that the greens were slow. I talked to Mario a little bit, and he said the greens were really slow. So just you add all that together, the moisture on the greens, the wind, we just don't play greens that slow very often, so it's just hard to get yourself to get it to the hole.
Steve, mentioning Mario, he's going to be on the show a little bit later, but you had to be happy and proud of the effort and the performance that he put in over there, tied for 14th and that type of thing. How would you describe how Mario did in that tournament, and overall, how's he doing in your mind?
Yeah, he's doing great. I mean, he, the more times he can get in there, the more times he's going to feel comfortable in a position where, he was only 3 shots back, and, it was his tournament to win just as much as anybody else's. So, once he kind of realizes that and breaks through, I think, anything can happen for him. He's got a lot of talent, and he still gets it out there with some length. And so it was good to see him play well and get in the mix.
What would you say the strength of his game is? What stands out to you when you watch him play?
Probably his mid to long iron play is probably his strength. I think I think putting is probably the thing that holds him back the most. A little bit of short game and putting, and but he still hits the ball really solid. He hits it hard. And but his probably mid iron play and long iron play is probably the strength for sure.
Steve Stricker is our guest. Steve, the commissioner of the PGA, Monahan, made some public statements for the first time since his illness, and he's been away from the PGA Tour. One thing that he said is apparently the players that stayed loyal to the PGA are going to be compensated in some way, shape, or form. Can you give us any update on that whole situation, or what your thoughts are now that he has come out for the first time and made some statements?
Yeah, I don't, I really don't know anything more than you do. I'm just reading the same stuff you're reading. And, yeah, I just think, it sounds like the guys are going to be compensated for sticking around and staying loyal to the tour. they're just trying to keep the best players in the world. I really don't know what's going on as far as the other tour, the Live Tour, and how that's going to coexist with the regular tour. Is that going to go away? There's still a lot of unknowns, I think, but it's good to see Jay back. Very good guy. I know he's got the best interest of all the players in mind when he's doing his job. So it's, I guess we're all just going to have to wait and see. Us on the Champions Tour, we kind of get the information. We're kind of down on the totem pole. So it's, we're the last to get it.
And the other thing that he did say, the PGA is not going to go along with cutting back on the golf ball. I wouldn't think that would surprise you at all, that that's the position they took there.
No, not at all. If you really think about it, the tour is in the entertainment business, and part of the real cool thing about golf and having people come out to watch the tour players hit it is that everybody's playing the same equipment. They can get the same drivers, they can get the same ball, and they can watch these guys hit it a long ways, which most of them really don't. Most amateurs, some do, some don't, right? So
right.
That's the appealing thing for people to go watch a tournament is how far and how straight these guys hit it. So, why would we want to take that away as a entertainment value, and all of a sudden we hit it shorter than what some of the amateurs are hitting it? And I just think that it's too good a product. People enjoy it. They want to see birdies. They don't want to see guys, struggling to make pars. It's just a different generation than when the guys of old, the greats of the old, Jack Nicklaus and Palmer, all those guys, and they hit it a long ways for the equipment they had. But I think it's just a great product, and why would you want to mess around with that?
Steve, when you were up fishing and catching those record walleyes and muskie in northern Wisconsin and Canada, and you kind of take a look and relaxed and look at your schedule the rest of the way, how do you look at how you're going to be competing the rest of the fall?
Yeah, it's up in the air for sure. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go next. I think I'm going to go to Michigan for sure.
We may have lost the signal. Are you still there?
No, I'm here. I started my car. I was getting hot, so I knew it was going to flip over. But I'll go play Michigan for sure in about 3 weeks' time. I'm going to go with my daughter, Bobby, down to caddy for her this week down in French Lick, Indiana. Yeah, and I just got some things going on. My parents aren't really doing all that well right now, so I've got to be around for them a little bit, and they're trying to get better. So it's a good time for me to be at home and then handle a few of these things and then get back after it the end of August.
We sit outside here on the patio at TPC Wisconsin, Steve, and as you well know, tomorrow it begins. Reportedly, there's 200 people on the tee sheets for tomorrow as TPC Wisconsin will open. You've watched this whole thing develop. You've been out there, played a few holes, looked around. From your perspective, what do you see?
Yeah, I think it was an unbelievable process and transformation that it went through, in a short period of time. And my travel got delayed to go to French Lick, so I may be able to come out and maybe play 9 holes tomorrow in the morning, and we'll see. But it's just a real exciting time for Tiz and the family, and a lot of buzz and excitement around town for sure with the TPC opening up tomorrow. And yeah, I can't wait to go take a look at it. I think I'm going to pop out there tonight and just see how Eric Leonard did with the course and how good it's going to be. It's an exciting time for everybody here.
Got some people sitting around watching the show and listening and that kind of thing, and golfers. What would you say to them about the type of experience they're looking forward to in terms of the golf course in general?
Yeah, it's going to be as close to PGA Tour type of golf courses that you can get. especially up around the surrounds of the greens, but very playable up around the greens. But you're going to have to hit the ball pretty precise at times, too. There's a good mix of everything, I would say. Some holes with a lot of area, and then there's going to be some holes where it's a little bit tighter, and you got to take care of, your ball. And there's, like Cherokee there was, a lot of water hazards, and that was something that had to stay because of permitting and all that, where you couldn't fill in the creeks and all that kind of stuff. So that part holds true. A lot of water down each side. Some of the water areas got bigger. I think there's a lot more shot value in TPC. Well, I know there is, than there was at Cherokee Country Club. I just think, you're going to stand back on some of those and have to hit a good shot, some of them. And there's bailout areas, but if you want to take it on, and that's part of the fun of golf, is seeing how good you can be and how good you can be for that one shot. So I think people are going to have a good time with it, and it's going to be very pretty once it gets fully grown in, and that's the part that's going to take a little bit of time. But once it gets fully grown in, it's going to mesh with the marsh around, Cherokee Marsh, and its natural beauty. So it's a pretty place.
Steve, we want to thank you for your time and all the best. Have a good week. Hope you get to play 9.
You guys too. Thank you.
That's Steve.
Yeah, I know. I do too.
That's Steve Stricker, and we'll be back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin right after this timeout.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance, because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Do you ever think about how many ways we use the word house? In sports, protect this house. In music, burning down the house. At a restaurant, it's on the house. At Cleary, we use it a little differently. A shouse is a house with a storage shed connected. It's the best combo of living space and storage, and we build them every day at Cleary. Speaking of house, get the best prices of the season during the Cleary Open House Sale, August 3rd through the 5th. Visit clearybuilding.com today.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
It's time to lock in your tee time at University Ridge Golf Course. Now taking reservations up to 90 days in advance for the 2023 golf season. Book at universityridge.com. Proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship, University Ridge is a course for everyone with tees ranging from 5,000 to 7,200 yards. Even if you don't have time to play, stop out and play on the free putting course or pay $20 to hit practice balls for an hour on our grass tee practice range. Play where the Badgers and the pros play in 2023.
When it comes to golf, being the best takes years of hard work, focus, and love of the game. It's no different for Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 20 years, transferring our neighbors' homes with new roofs, siding, and windows has been par for the course, and we've mastered our craft. For a free estimate, go to ridgetopexteriors.com. Affordable roofing, siding, and windows, plus award-winning customer service. Get your estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com and let them know Ridgetop Larry sent you.
Looking for new equipment? TPC Wisconsin has a team of certified fitters that have been ranked top 100 club fitters by Golf Digest, Titleist, Ping, and Mizuno. TPC Wisconsin fitters use science, art, technology, and ball flight to determine the best equipment for your swing. To schedule your private fitting experience, contact Dylan Parisi at 608-249-1000. Learn from the best. Get better. Only at TPC Wisconsin. And we're back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin. Along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown, and it's a pleasure to have with us. Jimmy hasn't been on in a year or two. He's a busy man. Jimmy Roberts of NBC Sports and the Golf Channel. Jimmy, TPC opens tomorrow. A couple hundred people are coming out here to play golf as the TPC opens. Tiz is a nervous wreck, I think.
No.
Huh?
No. I just like the job that he did up at that Open.
He does a good job.
Oh, that was good. You know, who's our other guy here? I forget him all the time.
His counterpart?
Yeah. You know, I called him. I told
Dan
him.
Hicks? Or are you talking
I told
about
him,
Dan?
yeah, Dan Hicks. I said, you know, Roberts is he's a lot better. He's more grounded than you are in this deal. I thought he was gonna flip, you know. And then the last time he was on, I asked him, I said, you know, he's given me all kinds of static on the, and I said, you know, let me tell my audience, I got to tell them something, that when you're not the best announcer in your household. I thought he was just, he was going to flip that.
You know what? That's so funny that you say that.
Yeah.
Because any parent would be proud to say that. So for those of you who are listening and are trying to figure out what in the world exactly Dennis is talking about, I have a son who's a sportscaster too.
Yeah.
And he's the sports director of the NBC affiliate in Rochester, New York. And I'm very proud of him, but I had a great moment. I went up there to visit him the week of the PGA Championship, and we walked into a restaurant. And this is a kid who spent his whole life going places with me and people saying, oh, yeah, you're that guy from NBC. We walked into a restaurant, and the lady looked at us, and she pointed at him, and she said, oh, you're the guy from TV. Best moment of my life.
There you go.
But
no
also,
idea who I was. Just fine, but that was great.
But for also the people, we are sitting on the patio, Jimmy, as the course gets ready to open tomorrow, and there's some people here they may not know. Tell us about your wife. She has a famous name and works for ESPN.
No. That's
Hicks.
My colleague Dan Hicks.
Oh, that's right.
Hannah Storm. Right. I told you that.
Hannah
Storm.
Hannah,
that's right.
She's the better than he is.
No, she's great. But Dan, listen, I say this all the time. Hicks is unparalleled as a golf broadcaster.
Yeah,
I just think the world of him, you know, and he's just so buttoned up and he works so hard. And I'm sure it's the same in golf. The idea is the harder you work, the better you get, and that's Dan.
He's very good, yeah. I just like to give him a hard time.
Jimmy, let's talk a little bit about the coverage of NBC, and I think people wouldn't have any idea. For an example, you guys got a lot of the major tournaments now and that kind of thing, and let's just talk about the Open that was held here in the United States. For an example, how many people, just the people involved with the telecast, including behind the scenes, was there on the coverage of that tournament?
Oh, you mean from Los Angeles?
Yes.
Geez, you know what? I got to say it was probably a few hundred. You know, probably 300. I'm thinking.
That's
you know, I mean, people. It's hard. Paul, it's hard to tell these days because we kind of interlace with, you know, what we call the world broadcasters. You know, because we share lots of resources. But you know, just NBC people, you know, here or in Los Angeles and elsewhere, you know, it had to be 300 people. It's just it takes a lot of people, you know, it takes a real lot of people to put on something like that. And, you know, it happens so quickly, and, you know, a lot of people like me and Dan are the people who get recognized, but there's a lot of people who are working a lot of hours to put that stuff on, and it's a team sport. It really is.
Well, one of the things that has been said about you, you're absolutely outstanding at telling stories. In fact, Jack Nicklaus said you're the best storyteller in the business. You touch the hearts of people and you challenge their mind in the features that you do. Talk a little bit about that work, and there's got to be a lot of research and contacts and going into the development of those special stories.
Yeah, sure there is. You know, I mean, but I'm lucky because I'm just a kid who wasn't very good at math or any of the other things, in school, and I was a big sports fan, and I had to try and figure out what I was going to do in life, and I always wanted to do something with sports and love stories. I grew up in an age that, Paul, I don't know how old you are, but I'm sure I know Dennis remembers Wide World of Sports. That was the diet that I grew up on, and you know, I was lucky that I got an opportunity to work with some of those great broadcasters, Jim McKay and Jack Whitaker and Howard Cosell, and I learned a lot from them, Dick Schaap. And, it's just life takes you to wherever it takes you, and this is where it's taken me, and I'm just a really, really lucky guy that I've got to do something that I love, every day of the week. I'm just really fortunate.
With today's athlete and your job, is it easier or is it getting more difficult? Because there are a lot of the athletes today in all sports that they like to control the media on their own when it talk, right? And that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is your job more difficult today?
My job can be really difficult unless the athlete is named Steve Stricker, and then it's really pretty easy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because not only is he really good at what he does, and what a year he has had. We were talking about it on Golf Central today, but he's also and listen, you obviously know this, Dennis. You ended up you got the lucky card there. Your daughter met the right guy.
Wait a minute. Don't go there.
All right.
He got lucky with that deal. He outpunted his coverage there.
I'm very fond of Nikki too, and they're both very lucky. But I'll tell you what, he's just different as an athlete. He's just very different because he's just very normal. We don't get that very often.
You aren't going to say anything here?
Well, he is. I mean, what he said, he is what he is. He's like this no matter what. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time with him, and when he wants to make his trip, he wants to go someplace, he said, how about if we take a ride to the farm, okay? So that means I want to talk to you alone for an hour, so we'll chat about some stuff. But he is, he's got a, when he has that business of crying, but he really does. He really does have that soft heart. He made mention today his parents are having a difficult time. His dad fell a little bit today. So, he's dropped everything, and he's down there all day long and doing that stuff. And now he's off and running. He's going to be with Bobby, his oldest daughter. He's going to go and caddy. Yep. He's going to go and caddy now. So, and then he's going to take off again because, I know where he was yesterday. He was cutting clover fields and putting deer stands out and putting and he's putting cameras out, so you hit it right on the head. He's just one of a kind. You'd never know. I've never ever heard him talk negative about anybody, even when I'm alone with him, ever. And the stuff that he does philanthropic wise is phenomenal. What he's done for Children's Hospital and stuff is unbelievable. So all good stuff,
Are you going to invite Jimmy to Madison to play the new TPC course? So that type of thing?
He can ride in the cart with me a little bit. I don't know about playing.
It'd be my pleasure, but you know what? The way I'm playing golf these days, I don't think anybody wants me in a cart with them or on their golf course.
Well, you'll get like these other guys. Hey, Dennis, Tizzy, you got 15 minutes to straighten out my game. So we could hit balls 10, 15 minutes. You'll be back on the track.
But, Jimmy, it is. The course has been completely redone, and a couple of hundred people are going to be playing it tomorrow, and a lot of excitement in Wisconsin. This, of course, will be the only TPC course in the state and that kind of thing. So now there's another destination in the state of Wisconsin for people to come and play.
Listen, we had such a good time up to Stevens Point.
Yeah, good spot.
At the Senior Open. I tell you what, I didn't know a thing about that place, and it was just off the charts. It was such a wonderful surprise, and the hotel, and the tournament was great too. And I have to say, I know, Dennis, you might have liked to have seen a different outcome, but it's you guys had history there with Bernard Langer. He's almost 66 years old. He wins breaks Hale Irwin's record. It was historic. He had Jerry and Steve chasing him down at the end. I just, I know at NBC we were thrilled with what was going on, and it's all you can ask for is a great course, a great championship, and great people chasing after the title.
We're chatting with Jimmy Roberts of NBC and the Golf Channel. Jimmy, how do you view the state of golf today and all the things that are going on? Or is it just straight ahead for you guys? Because you can't change anything, and there's obviously a lot that's still to be undetermined. But can you give a general thought on the whole state of the game in terms of what's going on with the two tours and now the PGA saying we're not going to go with cutting back on the golf ball and that kind of thing?
Well, I was a little surprised by that with the golf ball news. But, I think the game is in a good place. I mean, it's been the last year with all this live stuff has been hard, but I really honestly believe that give it a little bit of time, give it a year from now, and I don't think anybody's really even going to remember that this happened. I really don't. That may sound crazy to people. The game will be okay. It really will be. I just think that it's, golf really hasn't changed here domestically in a long, long time. And I think that it's due for a little bit of a shakeup. I don't know what's gonna be with all of the potential changes. I think what's going to happen is that you're going to see the PGA Tour be exactly what it was from February to August, and then there'll be some kind of a new product that you'll see that goes from September, October, and November. That's kind of the way it used to be, where things would end after the PGA Championship when it used to be in August, and then players would kind of run off around the world to make some money. They'd go to Sun City or they'd go to the Dunlop Phoenix. And, it was time to take a breath. And once Tiger Woods came along, I think that the PGA Tour decided that it wanted to be a 12-month-a-year show. I personally don't think that was really good for the game. I think that it's, like I said, I'm not very good at math, but I do remember basic economic theory, which is that if you want to make something more valuable, you don't make more of it, you make less of it. And I think we did just fine when, it was special. It was more special. And so I think we may be returning to that, and I think that's a good thing. So it'll be complicated, and it'll be a little messy, but I think it's good.
Jimmy, we want to thank you very much. Appreciate your time and continued success, and all the best to you and the staff. You guys covering golf, doing a wonderful job with it. Thank you for being on.
Thanks, Jim.
Paul, Dennis, good to talk to you guys. Anytime, give me a call.
I will.
We'll appreciate it. Thank you, Jimmy. That's Jimmy Roberts, a 13-time Emmy Award winner as a broadcaster. We'll be back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin after this timeout.
A new year, and maybe it's time for new equipment. If yes, Nevada Bob's is the place to go. Jeff and Max are the fittest fitters around, and they can set you up from driver to putter and everything in between. And anything else golf-related, wheel and deal with Joel.
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're looking for an amazing golf experience, look no further than Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. This stunning championship course offers unforgettable views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is truly a sight to behold. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is a unique gem that offers challenges for all skill levels. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Do yourself a favor by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.golf. Visit Wisconsin.golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.golf and Talking Golf. On the internet and on your radio dial, the voices of golf in Wisconsin.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Back at TPC Wisconsin, here in Madison, and now joining us is Dave Olesczuk, who's VP of Cherokee Park Incorporated, and also on the phone is Mario Tiziani, who tied for 14th and 12 over par for 4 rounds of golf over at Wales. And Mario, all we could do is sit and watch how difficult the conditions were. From your perspective of having played over there, tell us about the experience and how tough was it?
Yeah, hi. It was really fun for a while, and then until it wasn't Saturday afternoon. But I had never played over there. Heard a lot of great things. It was everything that I heard it was, and it got really challenging on the weekend, obviously. But you know, I played nice. I think it fits my game. You know, you have to protect your golf ball, and you can't really ride the wind on shots. You have to kind of hit it up against it. So you kind of need to know how to hit it both ways. So I enjoyed it. The weather on Sunday was crazy. I've never even come close to playing in anything like that. I think, you know, most of my drives, when there was any sort of wind that was hurting, were going around 210 to 215 yards.
Wow.
So it was, you know, we couldn't reach a lot of holes, honestly. So it was got to be kind of short game oriented, and that was tough as well, because you were trying to play the wind on chip, you know, on pitch shots or anything. So it was interesting. It was super fun. It was challenging. I'm not super happy with the way I played yesterday, but you know, I'm happy with overall the finish over there.
The commentators were talking about probably one of the more difficult things for any of them was the putting. In fact, we watched one player from about 8 feet. He wound up 4 putting. Was that truly one of the most difficult aspects of that weekend, especially on Sunday?
Yeah, it was. I think I had my ball roll twice when I was on the green. So that was kind of that was what made it tough. I mean, not only standing there, but, you know, you just kind of the anxiety of, not that you'd get penalized, but it's just unnerving to be standing over a putt and your ball is moving. Essentially, it's just oscillating, and you don't know if it's gonna move or not. So it's just unnerving. You're over it, and you're not thinking about what you normally would be thinking about over a putt. It was more about just trying to stay still and you know, put as good a stroke as you can on it, and you're playing the wind on 2-foot putt. So super different than anything I've ever done.
What did you take away from the weekend as far as your ability and the way you play? Were you even more encouraged, or what did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, I think I was encouraged. I mean, it's call it a major. It's a senior major. A lot of good players there. I played really nice golf. I didn't play incredible by any means, so I think that's always the encouraging thing. And I think anybody can say that. They've left shots out there, but I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like I was out of place. Towards the lead, and I've been there a few times now, so it's getting a little more comfortable. But yeah, it's always encouraging to finish, where I finished 14th, and feel like I played really nice golf, and there was more in the tank.
What's your status now in terms of the Charles Schwab Cup and in getting to be a regular on the Champions Tour? Where do you exactly stand at this point?
Yeah, so I'm still kind of I have status. I typically enter each week as some type of alternate. I'm getting exemptions, which is nice. I'll get in kind of, late in the week and some others. So I'm still kind of in limbo. I can't really pick my schedule, but I have enough status where I seem to kind of squeeze in some of these events as we go. I think I've played 11 this year. I should be good for the first playoff event. So I've got a couple opportunities I know for sure, and otherwise I'll have to go Monday qualify and try to get in that way and top 10. So my status isn't what I want. I can't set my schedule, but at the same time I'm in a decent position where I think I'll get some more starts here leading up to the playoffs.
Dennis, you've watched your son grow in a lot of different ways. He's a very busy man, involved as a sports agent, working with Steve and other clients and that kind of thing. And now you're watching him trying to make full status, so to speak, on the Champions Tour. What do you see, and how proud are you of what Mario's done?
Well, I'm really proud of him, except what's being thrown back at me now is I keep telling people that the athletic chromosome is an X.
Yeah.
So his athletic prowess is from his mom. So that kind of bothers me a little bit, But we're proud. Obviously, we're very, very proud of him, and we are as a family. And he's going to do better. But you've heard me talk about he and Steve too. Their history is in their future. He's just a young guy yet, so you can imagine what's going to happen in the next 4 or 5 years when he's starting to contend the way he is, and he's hungry enough. And he does hit the ball better. Well, Steve, mentioned that, his strong pointers, mid and long irons, he could use some putting help, not help, but better in putting, but so could anybody. But he's going to learn that. And as long as he continues to be his own best teacher, it'll be good. And he'll get nothing but better going forward. We're obviously happy for him. When he was third place there, looks like, now we're going to have a major winner, But he still stayed in there, top 14 is pretty good.
Dave, you got anything for Mario?
Well, I'm just proud of him.
You're good. There we go.
On? Okay, there we go. All right, well, I'm just proud of him. I mean, I know he's not happy with the performance. I don't think you ever are unless you win, but man, he beat some of the best players in the world, major championship winners, Golf Hall of Famers, and for those listening, if they didn't follow that particular tournament, I mean, the winning score was 5 over par. In my lifetime, there were a few U.S. Opens that were over par. That the champion was the winner, and I don't know too many that were 5 over. So conditions had to have been absolutely horrible, and Mario stated that earlier, and I just think that's a heck of a performance from him.
Mario, you grew up here in Madison, played Cherokee for all of those years, watched it develop, and tomorrow begins a new era. TPC Wisconsin opens. You guys are involved in that and that kind of thing. There's going to be about 200 people here tomorrow playing golf. And your thoughts on the whole TPC project, and what are you seeing it from your perspective?
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting day. I wish I could make it. Obviously, timing in my schedule didn't allow it, but it's been incredible to watch it just take effect over the past couple of years. I mean, I don't even as many times as I walked from the 13th tee across the course and played those holes. in the thousands. I'm not sure that I even remember it. Honestly, I've just kind of spent so much time looking at the new one and what's happened and what Steve's done and my dad has done and everybody has done. It's kind of almost inscribed in my head already. So I'm excited to hear how it's going to play. I'm excited for the membership to be able to experience it. 200 people. That's going to be a fun day. I think everybody's super excited to be there, and I know nobody more than my dad and Steve and our families. It's just kind of cool. I mean, I think everybody's ready to move on, and we loved what it was, but it's time to start a new chapter, and I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best place around, and it's only going to get better and better.
Well, Mario, continued success. Thank you for your time and all the best as you continue the golf endeavor and also everything else you're involved with. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, guys. We'll see you.
See you, Mario.
That's Mario
Bye.
Tiziani, and we'll be back to talk about TPC Wisconsin after this time out. You're listening to Talking Golf from Madison.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
TPC Wisconsin houses a world-class golf instruction, coaching, and club fitting experience. Golfers have year-round access to our award-winning coaches and club fitters, state-of-the-art technologies, and PGA Tour quality facilities. If you'd like to learn more about junior and women's golf, private instruction, group coaching, or business clinics, please contact Travis Becker at tbecker@tpcwisconsin.com. Learn from the best. Get better only at TPC Wisconsin.
When you're looking for an amazing golf experience, look no further than Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. This stunning championship course offers unforgettable views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is truly a sight to behold. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is a unique gem that offers challenges for all skill levels. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Do yourself a favor by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
When it comes to golf, being the best takes years of hard work, focus, and love of the game. It's no different for Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 20 years, transferring our neighbors' homes with new roofs, siding, and windows has been par for the course, and we've mastered our craft. For a free estimate, go to ridgetopexteriors.com. Affordable roofing, siding, and windows, plus award-winning customer service. Get your estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com and let them know Ridgetop Larry sent you.
Do you ever think about how many ways we use the word house? In sports, protect this house. In music, burning down the house. At a restaurant, it's on the house. At Cleary, we use it a little differently. A shouse is a house with a storage shed connected. It's the best combo of living space and storage, and we build them every day at Cleary. Speaking of house, get the best prices of the season during the Cleary Open House Sale, August 3rd through the 5th. Visit clearybuilding.com today.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.golf. Visit Wisconsin.golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.golf and Talking Golf on the internet and on your radio dial, the voices of golf in Wisconsin.
Along with Dennis Tiziani, Dave Olesczuk, I'm Paul Brown, Dave McCann, our engineer. We're going to talk about TPC Wisconsin, but I got to ask both of you guys. It was nicely done. You played a hole a day, and you kind of divided it up. I saw you on 2 or 3 holes. I saw Matt. I saw Dennis. I saw Bobby. I saw Izzy. And my question to both of you is, did you just hit one shot? Or did you hit any mulligans on any of those shots?
Well, from my perspective, every shot was absolutely perfect. If I could do that all the time, I'd be quitting my day job and be on tour with Mario. But I will tell you a funny story. On 10, old number 10, number 1, I was the one who led off the brigade of the 18 holes. And I hit it, my tee shot. I had no idea where it went. And I turned around to Mikey, who was filming me, saying, hey, did you see that? He's like, no, sorry. I'm like, all right. So I hit 2 other ones after that.
2?
They both, okay. I'll be honest, they both sprayed into the water on the right. I'm like, oh, crap. So walked down. I'm like, oh, maybe we can find them in the long grass. And sure enough, my first ball was right in the middle of the fairway. So it was kind of funny that it was there. Just didn't see it.
Can you believe that shit?
Go figure.
I mean,
did you just hear that, what he said? How about you?
What about you?
I heard a rumor that you hit one in the water somewhere.
No.
Huh?
No.
So you took a mulligan, or what did you do?
No. I mean, I hit it right in the short, and then didn't get it up and down, so I made a 4. But, I'm going to tell you this. You made a comment that it was the ball.
Yeah.
So I was in church on Sunday, and I'm sitting there, and I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, the guy says, it ain't the ball. This is in church, and give me this here, But yesterday, now, nobody talks about yesterday.
What about yesterday?
Hit a good shot on 9s. Hit a scuffy second shot about 64 yards from the hole. Bobby and I are playing. And I said, well, honey, it's going to be a tough deal to make a 3 here.
No way.
Right in the hole. Made a 3 on the last hole. But nobody talks about that. You're worried about the water.
You think they believe it? You think that's the problem?
Well, she's the one who, she says she left.
And they had fun, too, didn't they? Izzy and Bobby and Nikki, they were playing.
Well, it's fun to play. And they played from the number 3 tee there, so they played from far back. But they hit the ball, 240, 250 like nothing. Yeah, but it's beautiful out there. I don't care. It's a lot further along than I thought it would be. There are some spots in the fairways that I know we're fixing that because of the water and the drainage runoff are still bare. But for the most part, everybody's going to be kind of surprised that in a very short period of time, to have a golf course like we have here, people are going to love it.
I may get in trouble for this one, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't think people realize you had the people at TPC trying to tell you shouldn't open, but Dennis Tiziani and you guys say, no, we're opening this place.
Well, they had a hard time dealing with me from the start, I'm not very good at partnerships, and they think they're a partner. They're not a partner. I pay them a fee to be here. Now get out of my life. That's really what I want to tell them. However, they were very, you should only play a few holes. You should only do this. You should only do that. And, of course, I have to remind them that they spend somebody else's money. I spend mine,
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that my member got what they wanted and what they paid for starting in August 1st. So, and, they're trying to make a decision from down there, sitting around the desk, they don't even never. One guy comes up here, and he was the green superintendent at out in Iowa there where they play the John Deere.
Yeah.
Huh?
John Deere.
Deere Run, yeah, And I shouldn't have told him this. But he kept going and kept going. I says, I was at that course over there a number of times. And this course right now supersedes that in every faction of the way. Well, he didn't like that because he was the green superintendent there. Now he's the green superintendent here. But it really is a lot, and every day it gets better. I mean, I know green speed and the stuff, it should be right around 10. This is 007 grass, so it can be, we can get that up to 13 really easy. You can cut it down that far. But, I can't do that 13. Our people could go to work for Outboard Marine with that putt. They would be putting all the time. But anyway, it's good. You're going to really enjoy it.
And, Dave, we got a couple of minutes left, and why don't you just run down what's going to happen tomorrow when 200 golfers or so hit the links here?
All kinds of stuff. So for those arriving tomorrow, for our members, our guests, we will have a bag drop set up on the north end of the parking lot. So when they come into the parking lot, you're going to veer to the right. That's the north end. There'll be a TPC Wisconsin tent set up. we're recommending all members and guests take advantage of that bag drop and utilize the staff there to grab their bags. Our team will direct you to either the practice facility or the golf shop, depending on where you'd like to go. And then every member and guest will need to check in at the golf shop. So that will be a pretty organized setup to come in. And then once you're done with your round of golf and loving the golf course and thinking how awesome it was, after you're done on 18, there'll be another tent set up from our staff just off of the 18th green. And there you'll find a TPC Wisconsin staff member or team to help you with leaving the course, with getting your clubs cleaned, taking care of your bag if it needs to go into bag storage or go out to your car or whatever that happens to be, and take care of you that way.
Got about a minute left.
The other thing is Champions Grill will be open tomorrow as well, extended hours, and that will change going forward now that the course is open. 8 a.m. we'll have coffee, juice, and grab-and-go breakfast, so that will be available. Beverage cars will be in operation at 10 a.m. on the golf course. There'll be 2 of them. And Champions Grill will be fully open at 11 a.m., full menu. And we also have burgers and hot dogs available on the patio. Convenient to eat in between your 9 and 18, or 9 and 10 up on 10 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Hey, thank you very much. And we'll be back to close it out after this timeout at TPC Wisconsin.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob's. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect Radio Show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
It's time to lock in your tee time at University Ridge Golf Course. Now taking reservations up to 90 days in advance for the 2023 golf season. Book at universityridge.com. Proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship, University Ridge is a course for everyone with tees ranging from 5,000 to 7,200 yards. Even if you don't have time to play, stop out and play on the free putting course or pay $20 to hit practice balls for an hour on our grass tee practice range. Play where the Badgers and the pros play in 2023.
Do you ever think about how many ways we use the word house? In sports, protect this house. In music, burning down the house. At a restaurant, it's on the house. At Cleary, we use it a little differently. A shouse is a house with a storage shed connected. It's the best combo of living space and storage, and we build them every day at Cleary. Speaking of house, get the best prices of the season during the Cleary Open House Sale, August 3rd through the 5th. Visit clearybuilding.com today.
A new year, and maybe it's time for new equipment. If yes, Nevada Bob's is the place to go. Jeff and Max are the fittest fitters around, and they can set you up from driver to putter and everything in between. And anything else golf-related, wheel and deal with Joel.
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
And most of the people are anticipating playing, and I know everybody's excited about getting it going tomorrow, and you guys got to be happy about it too.
I'm thrilled. I think it's really exciting. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Dennis, you got about 30 seconds to say something if you want to.
No.
That's it? Speechless? Dennis Tiziani?
No, not speechless. About time. I'm happy for these people to come in. You know, these people invested money with me for almost 2 years now, and got nothing really other than, it's going to be nice, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. So for me to see when they get done, 18 holes, and then they walk through the building because a lot of that's, 60, 70% completed.
You got 20 seconds.
What?
You got 20 seconds.
Who owns this show?
The network does.
I'll be happy.
Well, we got to say goodbye. For Dave McCann, Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown. Thank you for joining us. That's Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
You got a lot.